I'm not gonna do it, I'm just thinking about it. Hi, I'm back. I'm trying to make this video really quick because I'm about to leave. But I kind of wanted to talk about this just before I go because I want to show like my process of what I'm doing. And it's also something that I don't know why I feel weird about sharing, just because I always worry that like I'm gonna be judged for it or people will make me feel guilty for possibly doing this. And I just feel like I don't know. I want to be honest about it because I pretty much share everything on my social media. Usually, like I said, on Instagram, I usually share this stuff. But yeah. So let me get to it. Today, I actually have an appointment for a consultation for bariatric surgery. Now, let me tell you. Let me start this by I only have recently been considering this, and it's because my doctor kind of was talking about it with me, just because I mentioned I'm 40, as I've told you guys before, and I think I've mentioned that my husband and I want to start a family, and I know I'm older, and I'm just a little concerned that it hasn't happened kind of like naturally on its own. So I just mentioned it to my doctor, and she kind of just went over some stuff, and then she did mention, of course, that, you know, sometimes when you lose weight, it does help the process, obviously, along with other health issues that I have that it would help with. And the way she presented it wasn't like it's been presented to me before because I'm a big girl, okay? I've gone to the doctor many times, and every time I go to a different doctor, I get the like, well, have you considered bariatric surgery? And it's always like an aggressive, judgy way. And my current doctor didn't do it like that. She was just kind of like, it's just an option. She's like, I know you've done really good on your own. She's acknowledged the work that I put in already, and then just kind of gave it as an idea. She's like, just maybe go for a consultation, ask your questions, see how you feel, and then go from there. You're not like signing a contract for surgery just by going to a consultation, which, you know, freaked me out, but it's true. I'm not setting up a surgery the next day just for going to the consultation. So I'm going to be doing that today. I'm going to express some concerns I have, and I'll share those with you later. But also, like, things that I want to talk about, like, when I come back and I have more time, I kind of want to go over things that I feel like people will be judging me for, like questions or like comments. And more like, not, no one's ever, like I said, I believe I've said before, I have a really good community and I've never been bullied online. And I've never had people come at me crazy, maybe once or twice, and then like my friends are like, hey, don't do that kind of thing. But I do feel like this is maybe like my own internal dialogue, like things that I feel, like people would say. I know people who've had surgery, and I'm not gonna lie, in the past, like maybe 15 years ago, I was like, oh wow, I was like, they couldn't do it on their own and blah, blah, blah. Like, I was very judgy and how I wouldn't want somebody to be to me today. Again, I was younger, and I now realize everybody has their own struggles, and I am now at a state of mind where I fully support anyone in whatever way they decide to lose their weight. Um, I just, like, I just want to acknowledge that at one point in time, that was me. Like, I was the person who was like, never said it obviously like to the person because I'm not rude like that, but you would talk with your friends and be like, oh, did you hear that, so and so, and it's just like, whatever. And then, just dumb girl things basically. But I'm not like that anymore. I'm grown, I'm an adult, and I fully believe in, like my shirt says, women supporting women, and that's in anything. So um I just think that there's things that I've thought that I will bring up like later in the video, or things that I think people will say, and maybe it's like subconsciously something that like I'm saying to myself, or and this could be just like the self-sabotage in me or the like doubt in me. And I don't know if this is making sense, and I hope it does, because I really don't want to do any edits to this. This is just raw how I'm feeling before my appointment. Again, this is just a consultation. This is not anything like set in stone. But yeah, I also wanted to let you guys know or wanted to talk about, because another option that had been given to me is like the weight loss injections. I My doctor did say that that would be good too, but like it's not as fast as she would want me to lose weight to start the journey of a pregnancy, I guess, you know. But she is giving it to me to start. I'm currently just waiting for prior authorization from my insurance to start a medication. But also, with all that being said, I don't want my social media or like my YouTube personally, I don't want it, my videos to revolve around that. It is, if I do end up getting the injections and I do end up having the surgery, it will be mentioned in my like social media, but I don't want my social media to revolve around that because I intend on working out still and, you know, eating obviously better because, you know, you have to with surgeries for sure. And then in general, I don't, like I said, I don't think my eating habits are that bad, but weekends are, you know, those are, the weekends are, sorry about that. The weekends are just my rough spot. So, yeah, a lot of things going through my mind because I'm like, if I can't eat right now, what makes me think I'm going to eat right when I have surgery or when I start like a medication? Like, how is that going to change? Like, those are things I think of, like, sorry, I'm checking the time just because I need to get ready. But, the things I think of are, you know, if I can't like cut what I'm eating now, like how is surgery going to help that, you know? I mean, I guess like it makes you sick. I don't know. These are things I'm probably going to ask the doctor, but like, but the thing I think to myself is like, if I cannot do this on my own now, how is surgery going to help me be successful? Because I know it's a tool. Medication, surgery, it's a tool. It's not like a magic thing, you know, quickness. Because I also know people who've had surgery and who did lose a dramatic amount of weight and then gained it back, or had the surgery and they haven't gained or haven't lost, you know, or, you know, but you also hear the success stories, you know. So like, I just mentally, like, where do I need to be for this to be successful with medication or surgery or just life in general, you know? So yeah, so I just wanted to share that with you. Again, I'm trying not to edit a lot, so if this looks weird or I'm talking too fast, sorry, I am a fast talker. Try to talk slow in my other videos, but and if I'm not looking at the camera, again, I'm still getting used to this. It's different for me, but I appreciate you taking the time to watch my video. This isn't the end of my video. I'm going to come back and talk about like after the appointment, and I'm also probably going to try to like record me actually going to my appointment, just to, you know, share the different aspects of it and kind of take you, like I said, on this journey specifically for this video, but I don't want this to be like all of my content. So, but I do want to share it, yeah, a little bit of kind of like what I'm going through. But yeah, so I'll be back. Okay, so I just finished my appointment, my consultation appointment that I told you guys about. I don't know. I feel like it was a good appointment. The doctor explained things very well. I don't feel like I'm not mad, if that explains it. Sometimes I feel like, well, you know, if y'all watch for My 600-Pound Life, Dr. Now is a jerk, you know? And I'm going in thinking like he's gonna be like, oh, you're doing everything bad. You need, you know, like, but for the consultation, I had to turn in a 7-day like food journal, and so he looked over the journal and he's like, well, you don't eat horrible. He's like, you could be better, you know, there's some adjustments you could make, but it's not bad. He's basically just saying that like my body holds on to fat differently. I'm not doing like I'm not doing anything wrong, you know, like I'm doing the right things. I'm working out, I'm eating decently, but my body just stores fat differently. And he does suggest that, you know, or does recommend the surgery. He does recommend the gastric bypass over the sleeve, but he said that it's up to me ultimately. Either one is going to be good for me, but he does recommend the gastric bypass. So we'll see which one again, I'm still not 100% on if I'm going to do it or not, but I am going to through with the process of like, you know, what I need to do in order to have it done. Just because it's a long process. It's not an overnight thing. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm scared to have surgery, and I don't know. So we'll see. We will see. I will check in with you guys later again when I get home and kind of go over it more, because I'll have had more time to kind of process things and stuff. So, yeah. Hi, I'm back. Different scenery. I believe I told you guys that my husband is a math teacher, so he is doing some planning for the week, and I am working on my YouTube videos. But, anyways, wanted to do an end of day, I guess, after everything that I talked about as far as the bariatric surgery. Again, I don't have an appointment scheduled for an actual surgery date or anything like that. I'm just kind of going through the preliminary stuff stage. So, yeah, I wrote some things down so I remember what I wanted to say. Let's see. Okay, so my BMI is 55. Annoying. My weight at the doctor's office was 314 pounds. Also very annoying. But whatever. I feel like the scale is always just a little higher at the doctor's office. And also, as I said, I struggle a little bit on weekends as far as like not making the right choices with food. So, you know, it's a Monday, so we're dealing with that. But it is what it is. So I had wanted to talk to you guys about things that I feel like people will say or like judge me for thinking about or even doing the surgery. And I feel like it's all stuff that I probably just like I'm maybe judging myself for. And no one's ever said anything, and I don't know if anybody will say anything, but don't say anything negative. If you have nothing nice to say, don't say anything at all, because just kidding. But so this is a few things I wrote down that I think people would say to me. Like, so one thing I think people would say is that I'm taking the easy way out, which honestly, just doing a little bit of the research of bariatric surgery, I don't think it's the easy way. I feel like it is a lot more complicated. I mean, you're having surgery, you know, that in itself is a huge deal. The only surgery I've ever had is when I got into a car accident 2 years ago and my arm was broken and they had to repair it and put some steel plates in there. So that's the only real surgery experience I have, and that was traumatic. That I should be able to do it on my own. And you're right, I feel like I should be able to do it on my own, and I'm trying to do it on my own, and I've made adjustments. But with talking to the doctor today, he did kind of tell me that like my body just stores fat differently. My metabolism is not as fast as other people's. I just store fat, you know, like my body gets in survival mode and wants to hold on to the fat. So I need this as like a tool. And the way he explained it made sense. I'm not sure if it'll make sense to you guys, but yeah. If I'm disciplined, and this is the other thing, if I'm disciplined enough to like do whatever I need to do to have surgery, why am I not disciplined enough to lose the weight? I feel like I've been very disciplined and I have lost very little weight. My body has changed, as I've told you guys before. And I'm pretty sure that's with the strength training that I'm doing, is like, I see like my curves are coming in, my tummy's getting a little flatter. I'm still a big girl, but like I see my body changing in positive ways. But the scale is just not going down. And I feel like I need something more to help me reach my goals. And again, the reason I've even considered this is because I do want to, hopefully with everything, at the end result will be that I will have a healthy pregnancy. That's the ideal outcome. Let's see, that I'm not trying hard enough. I feel like people say that. I feel like I'm trying hard enough. I mean, I could be extreme and just be like chicken, broccoli, every meal, but like that's not realistic. And I want this to be like I don't want to lose a drastic amount of weight and then gain it all back because of like food choices. Because in the past, I've actually done some extreme diets. Like I've done that apple cider vinegar one. Is that what it is? I think it is, where you drink like a gallon of like a drink. I can't even remember what it was called, but I did that. I've done, I've just done some crazy things to try to lose weight, and yeah, it's time to do something that's been, you know, proven to work. Yes, there's side effects, but again, I'm still doing my research on it. I haven't made a final decision, but yeah. What else? Let's see. That I need to make better food choices, which I do think that's true. On the weekends, my food choices are horrible. But again, my body is just, I don't know. I feel like I'm making excuses, but like I don't think I'm making excuses, because if I have the doctor kind of backing me up, I didn't even say anything really to the doctor. The doctor is just saying things that I think, and I felt like, wow, like I'm not really making excuses. Like this is a real thing, you know, because I'm not sure if I told you guys I have PCOS, I have hypothyroidism, now I'm type 2 diabetic, depression, like I got some things going on, you know? What else? Yeah, so I'm gonna start, the doctor ordered some tests. I have to do an EKG. I need to speak to a nutritionist and get a psych eval. So that's all stuff that's like in the process. Again, final decision hasn't been made, but I'm leaning more towards it, I guess, you know. Again, also depending on like my insurance coverage and stuff like that, because, well, no, it's important. um, I do have some things that he recommended for my diet. I'm not gonna look at the camera because I'm reading it from a list, but it's no soda or no juice, and no juice was the main thing. Try to do a low carb diet, no fast food, more protein and veggies, and he did tell me to keep strength training. So these are all things that are doable. Like I've done them before, I can keep doing them, and then that along with, as I stated earlier in this video, my doctor is going to put me on a medication. I don't know if I told you guys which medication it is. It is Zepbound. So I'm just waiting for the prior auth to continue that process. So with all that combined and the time it takes, we'll kind of see where it goes. But yeah, so that's what's going on. Again, I haven't made a final decision, but I am going to start the process of everything. It will take time. I did look online, or I did some research, and they did say it could take about 6 weeks. If at the earliest, it could take 6 weeks, but longer, just pending, you know, appointments and stuff like that. I don't know. Again, no decision has been made, but I just wanted to share this with you. I think it's something that it's part of my journey, and I want to share my journey here with you guys. Again, I don't want to make every video about this, but it is gonna, you know, it is obviously gonna take a part. It's gonna be a part of my life, so I did want to share it with you. Yeah, let me know if you guys have any questions, or if you've had a surgery, or you know someone who's had surgery, or any like recommendations on videos that you think I should watch to like give me more insight. I would greatly appreciate it. Yeah, thank you for watching my video, and I hope to make another one soon. Bye.